Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Pardon any sync issues. And yes, it is a full hour earlier than usual because I am going to be on the channel is Coffee Talk with Sandra. The program is called Foxhole Squares. That's going to be tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So right now it is 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So I can do the 2 hour thing. Plus, I never think about like the human real world things that have to be done in order to like get myself on the internet because the internet doesn't see that stuff. What's up, King 40? Glad you made it. So I wasn't thinking, I was thinking, okay, I'll just do the show and just hop off at 9 o'clock and then hop over there, right? Forgetting that I gotta let this thing cool down. I gotta put it on the charger for a little bit. Otherwise, it will just be sitting on the charger, hot as the sun, the whole time I'm over there. Not trying to murder my equipment. So this is gonna end at 8 p.m. and then I have to be over there at about 9:15 to because it's not just me. It's a lot of folks. I assume we're all gonna get like the audio worked out, things like that. Introduce ourselves. So like that's what that is. So it seems like a long time for you guys. For me it's not. Plus I want to kind of like rest my eyes in between if I can. Because I will be a contestant on there, not a square. So that means I will have to pay attention the whole time to what everybody is doing. It'll be like being in the chat room where I'll have to pay attention to everything everybody is doing, plus have to watch myself on video. So it'll be like that. So with that in mind, I won't be able to be. I'm so sorry. I chipped my nail before, so I'm gonna play with it. Um, I want. Oh, Michael, glad you made it. I as much as I wanted to like say like be in the chat room and pay attention to the show. Like if I was a square, I probably could. But since I'm a contestant and I have to basically look out for how everybody is answering the question. I have to like pay attention to the actual people on the screen. I won't be able to split my concentration, sadly. So, oh, King 40 said I'm gonna be on the squares with me, and he's the other contestant because I didn't know like I've heard of Hollywood Squares. Never like sat and watched a show of it until today. Zoso dude sent me a clip of one of the actual Hollywood Squares from the 70s. And it was funny because the first question they asked, I knew the answer to it. It had to do with the movie Beckett. Like, wait, I know that. Um, but like, I get it now. It's like the contestant just has to guess whether or not the person in the square is telling the truth or not about the answer, and it's tic tac toe. That's what it is. If you've never heard of it, I'm sure people that watch my channel do know what Hollywood Squares is. This is just for people like around my age and younger who don't know too much about it. Like, I don't think you're dumb. It's just people just don't know. Like, I probably could have shown up and guessed what it was going to be about, but I didn't want to be nervous because I gotta get a nail file. I'm so sorry. So anyway, um, I last like one of the last things that happened on the show on Friday. It was like 5 till, and Zoso dude called in to say that like hey, Frankfurt, don't forget because Frankincense from Quite Frankly is going to be on the show as one of the squares. And then he's like, wait, what do I do if I don't know how to play? So I went back to listen to that because Zoso dude mentioned a few other people who were going to be on the show. Um, King 40, I'm agent, so I remember the show. LOL. Yeah, I know the Simpsons parody of it, and that's it. Like some of the actors on there, I know. Like, oh hey, Michael Langdon. Hey, it's hey back when you're still alive. Hello, stuff like that. It was cute. Like some people are giving smart ass answers, some people are giving real answers, and it's just up to the contestant whether if they know it or not. But Zoso dude called in. He's like, hey, you're gonna be on Frank and also King 40 and Nikki Carlin. and also this guy, another dude, and some guy. And Frank's like, oh, cool. I know this dude, another dude, and some guy. And I know Sandra from Coffee Talk with Sandra. And I know Frank, or I'm sorry, and I know King 40, and I know Nikki, and ha ha ha. I don't know these people. I know Zoso Dude. I know Frank. I know King 40. Any of these other folks that they've mentioned, I have just like if I have heard of them, it's just with one in one ear and out the other with my bad hearing and just bad memory. But it was guys, but I don't know them. So I this is what's gonna happen. Like Frank knows all these people, Zoso Dude knows all these people, everybody knows everybody except me. And I'm sure like I'm the littlest guy there with the smallest channel, and like everybody's already friends, and I just like sort of barely know a few people in the room. Do you know how awkward that is? Like if you were the type to have bad social anxiety, that would put you off right there. Do you know how awkward that is to like know you're walking into a place where like basically no one? Because like yeah, I have heard of Zoso Dude and Frank and King 40, and I've spoken with them a little bit through the years, but I know people who show up to my channel and Frankly's in the Quite Frankly chat room on YouTube better than those guys. It's like, because like King 40 is there sometimes. I know all these people work, so I'm not knocking them for not being there. Zoso Dude is not there as much. He's in a different time on the other side of the country, so it's hella early when Frank is on. I get it. I'm not knocking him for that. And then Frankincense himself is like even in the chat room less. So I know people based on how often I can speak with them in the chat room. And yes, I have been watching Frank for 10 years on the screen. Totally different than interacting with him other places. And I'm not like say steady in his DMs, like chatting with him all the time. So it's like you kind of know these people, but not completely. And like 0%, these other people, like they're friends of your friends, so they must be cool. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If you're the type to like be nervous and like, oh, I can't do it, like you could very easily talk yourself out of doing something like this. Probably prior to meeting you guys, before whoever I was before might have been too nervous to. Me now doesn't give a fuck, so it'll be fine. It's not gonna. I already said yes a month and a half ago. I can't back out now, so I'm looking forward to it. Oh, King 40 said, and not giving a fuck because we don't know the people. Got your back, Nixter. You'll be fine. Yeah, it would be different if say like I didn't know the other contestant and we're just say battling it out and we're strangers versus like this is a dude I've been seeing and he's been around quite frankly longer than I have. So he's been like we've seen him around. If you probably even if you're not in the chat room a lot, you would know who King 40 is because he does call in so much. So it's not like he would be a complete stranger to folks who just say passively just watch, quite frankly, or just listen to it and don't go into the chat room. I'm sure there are those people. I'm sorry if you are, you're missing out. There's the chat room to get into. But I've got a link for that in the description of this show. I've got a tweet that I'm going to put out at 9:30 because this lady is on like so many platforms. She's on YouTube, but this is not going to be broadcast on YouTube. I'm pretty sure her main account is Pilled, so I've got the link to Pilled in the description for this. And then that tweet I'm going to put out has like 4 other links. Like she's on D Live, she's on Twitter, she's on another one, Rumble. But yeah, so I guess it's wherever you feel most comfortable watching. And, again, sadly, I can't be in the chat room, like, watching everything because I have to pay attention to, like, all the squares and everything going on. But, check it out, hang out, have fun, talk to people. Maybe people that you see in that chat room will see it Mondays, quite frankly. So, who knows? We'll get that, going. And then of course, people who see me there might subscribe to my channel. Who knows? We'll see about that. Speaking of subscribers though, you guys did this, I want to say it was like last week, and it's maintained, but you guys have gotten me up at 224 subscribers. Holy shit. And Oh, what have I got? Like 10,831 views as of 2 days ago, because this is always 2 days behind. So, oh my God, thanks for that. That's incredible. That's a lot to me. Since I do get to, since it is still so small enough that everybody can speak to everybody. What's up, Archie's Ghost? Glad you made it. Oh, what else is going on? We are next week. We're going to be reviewing. Oh, sorry. There's a video about Clarabow that just popped up. I was like, holy shit. Um, we are going to be watching Runaway Train next week from 1985. That's on Tubi. There's a link to that in the description of this show. There's also a link to the description for the channel. Gonna get that watched. Gonna review it next week. I'm looking forward to it. It does star John Voight. If you've seen him in anything, he's good. So I'm looking forward. It can't be bad. I'm looking forward to this. That's next week. And then also next week, I'm gonna get the poll started up for the April movies. So I am looking for movie suggestions for April. As long as it's a free movie on YouTube, Tubi, or Pluto TV, we can throw it in the mix. I know I've said this last time, I'll say it again. I know for a fact, if it's still available, the movie that I'm going to suggest for April, it is the movie, the reason why we're here. And if you've been paying attention to the channel, you know what that is. You don't have to say it. It can be a surprise. But looking for suggestions for that for April so we can get the movie watching thing done, because these are always so much fun. I almost want to do two in a month, but that's, that might be like pushing it. And, who knows what kind of time people have. Plus, it's going to be summertime. And I understand that there are people who like go outside and do stuff and things outside of the internet. So, like, with respect to that, I don't want people to think they got to be always watching a movie just to come hang out here. That's not it alienates people who have real lives. King 40 said I had trepidation about doing it when Zoso contacted me about it. I called Frank first before I agreed to it, and he said it would be fine. I trust Frank, so I agreed. I like that. Like, I don't know what this guy's asking me about, Frank. Hello? Who the fuck? No. Yeah. Um, because when he mentioned it, I like, you kind of just want to say yes right away for the exposure, but it's like, well, you don't want to seem too eager. It's like, well, let me give it, 12 hours, 24 hours just to think on it. It's like, yeah, why not? It's just weird that it's like everywhere except YouTube. So like it's so weird to like, okay, here's where it might be. Follow these links. Subscribe. But oh, Archie, I've heard of that one. Let me write that down. Secondhand Lions. I'll just yeah. And that's one I'm sure, since so many movies get remakes and like redos and all this stuff, I'm sure there is just one of it, so I don't have to know the year for it. Like we were just mentioning, A Star is Born. There's like at least four of those. Plus the movie it's based off of was not called A Star is Born. So that'll just it gets so needlessly confusing. Funny how you can say The Mummy though, and people know it's the Brendan Fraser one, not the Boris Karloff one, not the one from 2017. So props to them. Oh man, I can't breathe. I was excited today. I tried not to be because it was just going to make me tired, but then I got excited. And now I don't know where to start. When did the week start? What day is today? Today's the 22nd. We're right in the middle of, this is the one time I've got 3 holidays in a row, the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. So we're smack dab in the middle of that. This is the day that remix for Earthquake, Fashion for His Love from Vanderly Barris came out, and I listened to it like 300 times that first day, no bullshit. The 17th. Okay, started week with 17th. 17th? Michael Caine is in that movie. Yeah, okay, yeah, Michael Caine's good. He's really good. That was so much fun. The was that the man who would be king? They're both so good in that. 17. I wrote these down in a screwy kind of order too, trying to save paper. Okay, no, there I am. All right. It's okay. It's okay. Found it. Find the trailer. I think you'll like it. Is it like a sports movie? I mean, it's okay if it is. Because I know I haven't seen it, but I have heard of it. Like I think he's also in the Cider House Rules. I've never seen it, but I've heard of it. It's just one of those. Yeah. Something that's just advertised a lot, so you hear. Like I've never seen any of the Toy Stories, even though they were huge back in the day. Like the first one was a big deal. And they do still have the Boondock Saints on Tubi for March. So if you did want to watch it for St. Patrick's Day, you totally could have. That's cool. I was worried that um it would have just been a little bit too on the nose to be doing that movie for March. Plus, I didn't know if it was still going to be up there, on Tubi for March, the way things just come and go on streaming platforms. So, couldn't risk it and wait until this month to recommend it. So, I'm glad we did it when we did because that was a lot of fun to watch and then like to watch myself reviewing it back. It's always great. Monday is again Frank does his coffee chats at 11 a.m. and those are sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. It just varies whatever he wants to talk about or ask about, sort of a thing. Just kind of shooting the breeze early in the morning with all of his windows open. It's pure white outside. He has this it's like the like it maybe metal letters, like just the frame of the word love, like LOVE. But since his camera does everything reverse, like this would say ton on his camera, so it would be backwards. So since it's backwards on his camera, all he needs to do is rearrange them in real life so that when he's on camera, that is correct, even though the writing on his shirt may be incorrect. Great sight gag. He's missing an opportunity. And like don't mention it to anybody. Just flip those letters around. Don't say nothing to nobody. To tell the wife not to touch them. It's like that for a reason. And then just do your show like that and wait and see how long it takes for people to notice it. Like, wait, how come Frank's shirt is backwards, but the thing that way is right way? It's gonna fuck with people's head. It would be so much fun. Do that, please. Go for the joke. But that Frank head is his no shirt. It's just capital N, capital O, period. But since his shirt, his screen reverses everything, it was like dot O-N. Like, does the back say off? King 40 said, yeah, he called in because Frank was like he wanted Bigfoot calls, as in like do it like your Bigfoot in your Bigfoot voice. But King 40 took that as like calling about like a story that he had, but then it just I forget, did you get to tell that story or did he cut you off? Um I can't remember. That was 2 days ago for me now. I remember the Bigfoot stuff. And I did have to like click around to find where that call was at the end of the video. I was there for it. I remember you called in. I forget, did you tell a Bigfoot story? Maybe? Yeah. I remember I was there. But this was great. I hope this is still up. So yeah, March 17th, coffee stream, quite frankly. Go there, check it out. I don't know exactly where this happens, but Frank was talking about King 40 said if I won, I would have donated the prize to you. I thought that was coming. Thank you. I appreciate that. What would you have won? The keto brains? That stuff's great. Oh, Arden, yeah, I'm on early. I gotta do 2 shows today. I get to be, it's my first time asked to be a guest. King 40, no, he didn't cut me off. Yeah, it's not, I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just calling my memory a liar. But Frank was talking about working out in his yard, and he just happened to look over and there was a garter snake that just happened to poke its head out. And Frank looked at it like, "What the hell are you doing?" And then it just kind of snuck back away. But when Frank told the story, he actually like got up, stuck his head into the view of the camera, and then slunk away. It was fucking. I was dying, fucking dying. It was so funny. It's gotta still be up. Go watch it. I'd get up and do it, but I don't know if I can do it justice. Oh yeah, that's right. King 40 said, "I like banging pretty skinny black chicks with big feet." LOL. I remember that. Yep. Yep. I remember that now. That was good. But I think somebody brought it up in the chat room, and then Frank was like, "Oh, hey, I don't know if that could ever happen, but it was if everybody in the chat room were to stop chatting for 2 solid minutes, if there was some way that could happen, but then at the same time we're like, no, because then somebody else would talk or tell somebody else to it'd be 2 minutes of everybody telling each other to shut up is what it would be. But what Frank doesn't know, and I've discussed this before, it's somewhere in these videos, but that last one of those last times Chris Ann Hall was on, and like like with the hair, and then like she had like the pearls, and then like her shirt was white and brown, and so it matched like her necklace and her hair, and just like all that. Like we were so busy staring at her for a solid probably 45 seconds in real life, no bullshit. Nobody said anything. That's another reason why I use timestamp. So I'm like, because I read the last comment on the screen, I was looking at her come back. Like, wait, I just read that comment. The screen hasn't moved. Nobody's talking. Nobody said anything. I couldn't let that go on for a full minute. So it's the chat room. You can't let it be stationary like that. But that has almost happened in his room once in 10 years. So that's a thing. Then at the show proper at 7 p.m., Sloan Bone was there, and he's an OG, frankly. He had gotten into a car accident real bad, almost died. It's to the point now where like he's on a colostomy bag, and he can't work anymore, and he lost his sense of smell, so he can't smell anything. But apparently that happened. He said, because there we were on St. Patrick's Day. He said his accident happened 14 years ago. So thank the gods he's still with us. It wasn't his time to go yet. And I mean, like he's married, children, all that stuff. So people still need him around. King 40, Chris Ann Hall weirds me out. Is it the volume? She is she rarely speaks very quietly. She does have a vaudeville voice. She should sing. She can project. She should sing. I don't know if she does, like 0%, but she should. Oh, cool. Archie's Ghost. Chris Ann taught a seminar here at CPL years ago. It was fantastic. It's because she does do like tour around to do these seminars, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's probably like $100 to sit in on one of those. Holy shit! But like one time I looked up, like, hey, I'm gonna be like, it wasn't anywhere near me. I was just looking at the prices. It was something like $12, and it's like 6 or 8 hours, so it's like almost the whole day, and it's less than $10. Plus, there's food, so it's not like you're shelling out. Like here goes a whole paycheck just to listen to this woman talk. Because somebody like me, I'm gonna forget everything I hear just because with my great memory, and I probably can't sit there and record it. So it doesn't make any sense for me to pay a bunch of money to hear this lady talk, even if I like her. But for that price, that's not bad at all. If she was like local, and it was like just $12 to get in to like meet the Chris Ann Hall from, quite frankly, yeah. And I'd be like, fucking spazzing out and shaking and crying and embarrassing myself, but I'd still want to meet her. Or yeah, Chris Ann is a little bit weird. Maybe it's her voice. She is very like loud. I understand why. She's probably in places where like they don't have microphones, so you have to project. Um, that might put people off because she like once she gets up there with their volume, she never comes back down, and she's not yelling. I do want to be specific about that, because if she was just straight up yelling, I'd have to mute her. But she does speak with like a, yeah, again, not yelling, but she's projecting, from the diaphragm, speaking with her vaudeville voice. Oh, Michael, glad you're here. King 40, it's her whole vibe to me. Oh, Michael said Secondhand Lines is really good. Oh, Lisa Gray, glad you made it. She is a Virgo, so maybe that is a little bit off-putting. They do like I like Earth signs. I like Chris Ann Hall. She's one of my favorites. But specifically with Virgo ladies, sometimes they do come off rather a little bit too rigid. Just there's some severity to them that you think like it's almost like with the Scorpio. It's like almost like you can't crack them. Like you're not gonna get them to smile or something like that. Um, and that does kind of come off unfriendly, and like I've seen it in other Virgo ladies. I'm not just saying her. She doesn't come off unfriendly to me, but she is intimidating to me because she is so smart. Like I haven't worked all like the jobs like Barbie has. I'm not that smart. I've never been a scientist. So like here's my dumb ass just wanting to shake her hand. What's up, John Rogers? Glad you made it. Wally World Virgo guys are hot. Check out Jeremy Irons. What's up, Wally? Arden, yes, severity is a good word for it. Arden, you would get this specifically. Dr. Hoffman, um, her name just slipped right out of my head. Grayson Hall. She is a Virgo. That she does have like she always comes off very like serious. She's all about the like getting the job done and doing the right thing and level headed and sciency. Until she starts thinking about her crush, and then things kind of melt. But that's how Virgos are. That they can be very straight and narrow, very like Law and Order. Yeah, they do have a soft side to them, so they're not all just hard asses. And I've got Virgo rising, so I can speak on that. Lisa Gray, yeah, thank God we're not all the same. It'd be boring and we'd have no one to speak about. Yeah, that's what it kind of pisses me off. Everybody gets plastic surgery. Okay, but then you all like look like you all go to the same guy and you all get the same face. You all look exactly the same. And then you all dress the same. You all I don't know, eat the same. You all drive the same car. You're just one singular person. You just happen to be split up into many, bits. Like, no, I just don't have any use for any of you. King 40, yeah, understandable. He said, don't get me wrong. She doesn't intimidate me in the least. I just find her weird. It's understandable. I like that I was able to guess her sign. I knew she was not a Virgo. I knew she wasn't a Capricorn or I knew she wasn't a Taurus. I knew she was Earth, not Taurus, not a Capricorn like me, but specifically Virgo. And then she like said her birthday. What's up, I bitch? Slap Satan. Arden said okay to me. Yeah, Wally World is a Virgo male. Yeah, I figured that's why I asked that. Like, was it I bitch slap Satan? I think it was you. You had said it is. Yeah, I was just gonna get to this note too. Yeah, great timing. So, just out of the blue, I bitch slap Satan said, called me a Sigma female. And I had never like I understand those are terms that go around like alpha male, beta cuck, stuff like that. Like those are, but I never like looked into like what I am as far as like those terms are. There's nothing wrong with it. That's something you can do. But I bitch slap Satan said I'm a Sigma female. And at first I'm like, is that an insult or I don't. Okay. So I'd never come across that before. It hasn't been on Tumblr. How would I know? So I looked it up. And yeah, most of that, yeah, I'd say that's me, pretty much, yeah. Um, just sort of keep to myself, um, with the charisma and all. I don't. The one thing that I don't, I mean, I agree with it, but I don't like it. Like, yes, I can do everything solo. I do not prefer. I work best in a duo, so I don't like to do everything solo, but I'm good at it just out of necessity. But like all the rest of it, yeah, pretty much. Arden said, yeah, to me I could be a Sigma. Yeah, it's I get it. Oh, Archie's ghost said, in person, she has an edge to her, almost a vibe that she gets exasperated at how ignorant most people are about our history, Constitution, law. I get that vibe from her, yeah. Like, why don't people fucking see this? I feel that. I feel that. Not necessarily about the Constitution, because she would get mad at me, because I know jack shit about it. Um, I understand the frustration. I totally. I think that's why I get it. And like she puts on a real brave face and she explains things very well. And I could not. Pardon me for putting on makeup. I don't know if I could suffer with people through people that much. I don't know what she does for I don't know like say what she her where her W-2s come from, what she does, technically for a living, but she must have a lot of people in her life that like keep her going, that make it so she's able to put up with other people's, I want to say, ignorance. I don't necessarily mean ignorant like they're dumb and they can never learn, but just ignorant in the way that they have not learned yet. So it's not like you're dumb forever. You just, you're not stupid because you bought a book. Like if you get to the end of it, you didn't learn anything. Yeah, you're still stupid, but the fact that you do want to educate yourself is a step in the right direction. Oh, Statue of Liberty. We're gonna I know, gonna put chapstick on now. Yeah, it's either that or mess with my lips for the whole show, and I really like watching it back. It's less irritating to watch me put on Carmex, not sponsored, rather than messing with the. I never wear anything. I'm almost either drinking water or drinking coffee or smoking out on the balcony. I'm not trying to get Carmex on every single thing I drink out of. But yeah, we're gonna take the Statue of Liberty, and we're gonna I guess you can do whatever you want with it, and this has sort of been done on Family Guy, but we're just going to cut off one of the feet and give it to Moonlit Matt, Moonlit Alter. He's into feet. If you, anytime I come across the foot joke on Tumblr, I have to tag him in it. Even if he's already been tagged in it, I'll scroll back up and see somebody like maybe 3 people before tagged him. He needs to see it again. And then somebody said Matt McCat and Lila were fighting. Okay. Yeah, this was something I did want to speak on. Because this happened to me, and I, again, forget exactly how we got on the subject of it, but for a long while, let's say starting in 2015 when I first started talking to you guys, for the first maybe year or so, I was at one job. So you kind of just do a little bit of chatting with those people and and that's it. The rest of the time I was talking with people online, and then I was in a new job and I found myself in a position where I had to like speak to people more than just a few words or like asking like, hey, bring some boxes over. And so I had to like remind myself how to talk to people again. And I also had to like relearn how to make eye contact, because I found out that if this is the eye. If you spend your whole time talking to somebody like this and looking away like that, it makes you look like you're autistic, like you don't know how to look at somebody. So you have to like train yourself to look at somebody, but not all the time. You don't want to look like a psychopath and stare at them 100% of the time, because that will make you look crazy. You're not Dr. Hannibal Lecter. So you have to work out the ratio of looking at people versus looking away. While a real chapstick is addicting, once you start, you have to keep putting it on. Never trust big chapstick. It's a conspiracy, man. The aliens came down and put chapstick in our pockets to. It's not like I live, it'd be different if I lived. I don't know if Alaska's like this. Is it so cold up there that you have to wear chapstick because it's so windy? If it was winter time, yeah, you're going to need extra protection, extra moisture on your face, but it's spring, so we don't have that. And since I'm not out that much, I got it from when I used to work. But you do have to realize that if you are online a lot, Michael, is this enough eye contact? Can you see me now? There is an actual ratio that you can use. I learned it in an episode of Law and Order: Criminal Intent. This one autistic guy was talking about working out the ratio of like how often you look at people versus looking away. Like if you do it, like if you look at people too much, you seem crazy. If you look away too much, you seem disinterested. And he was like saying like the ratio or like 2/3 or something like that, like making eye contact versus looking away. Like I gotta remember that. King 40 France wants the Statue of Liberty back. Take it, you cowardly fucks. Who fucking cares? They probably want it for the money. Like, what's that copper worth, man? We need the money, you guys. It's tough over here. At least I've been known to chapstick my cheeks up here. Yeah, just that. Just get the actual like Pond's, like the cream, because it's thicker than lotion, and just smooth it on as is. Don't try to thin it out with water and just like cake that on your face. Try to keep things not wrinkly. But I'm sure you guys aren't online as much as me, but you do have to think in public like, hey, I'm dealing with real life people, not a screen. I have to deal with this person like a person, and that includes eye contact. I can't just be looking at everything around them. I actually have to look at their face. So it's maybe you don't have that problem. I do. I honestly don't like to look a lot of strangers in the face because what if I start having dreams about strange faces and I don't know who those people are? So I'm not saying I look away the entire time. I will, if I'm talking to somebody, I look them in the face. But if you're just some random ass person, like, who cares? You might not even be real. And something about phone addiction. B-Chap, what's up? Michael, I've definitely lip balm my nostril. You gotta like get all around here because your nose is gonna run, and then you go wiping it off, and then everything gets dry, and then it's like, oh, blood, I should stop. Just I used to be so much worse with like phone addiction in the way that it made my attention span short because there was a time when I had my tablet and I was still playing Final Fantasy VII. So this was before 2017. And if you've ever played Final Fantasy VII on regular PlayStation, it takes maybe about 5 seconds to go from, say, a fight, like a combat battle back to the real world. And then, or if you do get into a fight, screen swirls. It's 5 seconds. It can't be more than that. But in that time, I had to go to my tablet and check something on Facebook or something like that because my attention span was just so short. And I realized that was fucked up because how did I spend 20 years playing that game and never had to reach for something while the screen was transitioning? I realized I had a problem and I had to stop it. So that's what I did. I just stopped touching it, just like wait those few seconds. How about instead of reaching for a device, think about something? You don't have to always be touching a device and doing something. You can let your brain entertain you. So that's why you have to realize if you're always reaching for your phone when you're bored, stop and think about why you're reaching for it. Like, did it chime off, or are you just opening it just to look at Twitter, just to look at Facebook, just to look at YouTube? Like think about why you're picking up your phone. You probably don't need to pick it up about half of the time, maybe more. Unless you have to like check an account every 5 minutes for a reason, there's no reason to always be having your phone, always picking it up every single second you're bored. If you find yourself doing that, find a way to make yourself stop doing that. Like go ahead and pick it up, but don't even turn it on. Just set it right back down. Just set it right back down. And then wait 5 minutes. Okay, if the thing you need to find it's different if you have to look up something. Like I need to look up something right away because I'm not going to remember it in 5 minutes. So like that's different. And I'm not giving myself an excuse. I'm not always on my phone. I still have to tell myself like there's no reason to pick it up right now. It's fine. But that is so these people who like are addicted to their phones, it's not really a phone addiction. You just have no imagination. You can stop that. It's same thing people who talk about, oh, I need to give the internet a break. You know how much stuff you can do on the internet that isn't, because they're specifically talking about social media. Nobody's stressed out from looking at Pinterest all day. Nobody's stressed out from posting on Tumblr all day. It's only people that look at social media all the time, look at the news all the time, and they get burned out because it's been the exact same story for 100 years. So it's not, crack. It's not heroin. It's just a phone. Just set it down. Talking about these kids need these, dopamine hits and all this stuff. And like, I remember what that's like. I'm sure if I was a kid, I would always want to be looking, but I did have a little bit of common sense creep in. Wally World, yeah, instead of reaching for your phone, put on some chapstick, drink some water, have some coffee with some keto brains. Not sponsored. Promo code Frankly for a percentage off. It's at least 10% off. That's what it got for me. And John Otter said a different comment. YouTube sensitivity training. Like when you get if you get a violation, you got to do your little sensitivity training. I told you about that. I get my strike off of the channel next Friday. Got to be careful what I say. I'm not trying to go for two. B-Chip, damn, only got 3 gigabytes of data left? Wow. And more power to you for hanging out here with us. Yeah, Lisa Gray said, good to see you all. Hey, glad you made it. B-Chip said, I like the original Need for Speed the most. Is that a movie? Oh, pardon me. Now, a lot of these things have no context, but I believe this had like 0% context. This person was just saying it to be saying this. I like there was nothing going on in the chat room or on the show that had anything to do with us. They just said it. So that's why this was so funny. It was last word. They go. It's such a line too. They said, "I hope Frank gets closure." What happened? Like, get well soon, and he's never been sick. Like, nothing bad was going on. He just said that. That was great. Oh, and we figured it out. The Cuban Missile Crisis. Actually, the Cuban Missile Crisis. I want to say it's extra credits back when they were good covered it. And it's very rare in history that I like get like chills, like goosebumps, like I'm watching a movie. But the way they explain the way that shit went down, the way it could have gotten worse, like holy shit, I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. And I can't even remember all the details. I want to find that video. It was that good. Like the drama in this little like YouTube video that was like maybe 20 minutes long. Like give them an Oscars. Woo! But what it was, the Cuban Missile Crisis was JFK stole the Cuban sandwich recipe. Never had one, but it must be a big enough deal to almost start a war over it. Oh, okay. B-Chap said, I know it's a video game for a gaming PC. It's got some pretty good high performance cars. Need for Speed Part 3 is pretty good as well. Oh, cool. Yeah, I played some racing games back in the day. Super retro, like Star Fox and F-Zero. And of course the Mario Kart stuff. Robert Phoenix was on the show. He's an astrologer. He was talking about how like so much stuff has to do with like Geminis and all this because like JFK was a Gemini and like stuff was going down when the sun was in Gemini. And then I'm in the chat room. I'm like, wait a minute, Marilyn was a Gemini too. And it's just so like I'm like, hey, what's up, you guys? What are all you Geminis getting up to? But Robert Phoenix looked like his sign behind him, like his head kind of cut off the end of it, so it looked like it said, like 11, like 1-1, like 11th ho, like this man is pimping, like it was 11th. Was it in caps? Yeah, yeah, new word ho, but I'm just gonna type it like that. So Robert's pimping. King 40, Cuban sandwiches are fucking good. Yeah, it must be. Yeah, if it's like that, then I see why they went to war over it, or almost did. What's in it? I don't know. Let me plug this in. Hang on. Pardon any sink, no freezing, sink issues. Oh, I think I've heard of that then. A beach chap said it's called Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, though the sequel isn't too good. I hate it when that happens. Oh, the first one's great. The second one, why did I buy this? But yeah, I said that they Marilyn Monroe Building 7 at 8:25 p.m. and then 3 minutes later, Robert Phoenix said it. It's like said we're on the same wavelength. Oh, ham, pork, and pickles, maybe some mustard, like regular mustard or like the good mustard, like honey mustard. I don't do pickles. I think I'll let you guys have that. I do a BLT with no tea, no tomatoes. Tuesday. There we go. Ham and pork. That's good. I was just talking about yeah, honey mustard. Oh, I didn't know what it. I didn't know they made a good mustard until I had honey mustard, and I'm like, oh, Creole mustard. Okay, what's that like? Just Cajun mustard from. Is it like Louisiana mustard? I wish I could remember this because we Wednesday's show. How did it go? Well, let me. I guess let me say this first. There was a something about an article about like this a sister, well, like nun sister, who had been in the nunnery for like 20 or 30 years until they found out it was really a dude, and then they show a picture of this guy, and like who is this? The guy's name was Frank, so it's like okay, Sister Frank. What does micropene like? How do you not like? I can understand how they wouldn't know because like don't they do they like have their own rooms to dress in? Like I don't think there's a nun locker room. Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of being holy? I don't know how nuns go about changing their clothes, but like I can see why they wouldn't know because they're always covered up. I don't think there's like a nun swim team. I get it, but how do they find out? Oh, cool. Archie's Ghost says the Cuban sandwich is grilled too, so it gets hot and greasy. Oh, nice. Arden says, I love the Zatarans mustard. Alrighty. Beach Chef said they took away some products from the supermarkets. I like burger sauce the most. Basically, it's a mixture of mayonnaise and soft mustard. Okay. I could see that. Arden says it's similar to French Dijon mustard, country mustard, a bit more vinegar or spice. All right. King 40 said just like I like my broads, Archie. That's the hot and greasy comment. Okay, no, yeah, all right. So what had happened? Frank's guest was like this lady was on before, and I think she was like I remember her from before because her background was just so bright I couldn't look at the screen. But this time I could get through it. And she kept talking about how her parents had all these kids, and I'm like, are you Mormon or are you Catholic? And we weren't getting an answer, so I'm just like, I'm just calling it Mormon. And then like later on, she said they were Mormon. It's like, yeah, there you go. That's the creepy vibe I was getting. And then it sort of got onto the topic of um let's say excrement. So and it would not get off of the subject. So we started retitling the episode with like getting like the shite involved with the title of the show, and somebody had something that was so clever, had to do with spring cleaning, but some kind of shitey title, and it was so clever. It wasn't me. I didn't write it down. I wish I could remember it, but we spent a few times trying to like retitle the show to like if I would have known this would have been the shit show. You know, like don't eat beforehand, like never eat during. Quite frankly, if you don't know that rule, but maybe just a bit of a heads up. But I do like to be surprised, so whatever you can't leave. So this was the Mormon fecophiliac blinker. This chick Blunk, I had to put my hat on because my eyes were getting so fucking tired from her. Like this lady would blink her eyes every single second. It went on for so long and she would not stop. I could not look at it anymore. I was getting legitimate eye strain. And I go out on Wednesdays, so yeah, my eyes are going to be more tired that day anyway. But she doesn't need to sit there and make it worse. Maybe if it wasn't as bright as fucking Mercury in her house, she wouldn't have to blink so much. What is up her? And we had this one dude on. It was like the firefighter guy. Uh from like born in 1979, maybe that guy. Like all that dude did was sit there and fucking blink. Why is the air so dry in your house? Like I smoke out on the balcony. Why are you dehydrated? What the hell's that chick been doing? Maybe if she wasn't spending all of her time digging around and what fell out of her backside, her face wouldn't be so dehydrated. I don't understand all of the blinking. I'm getting tired thinking about it. Just like get help. Whatever's causing that, find out what it is and make it stop. Archie, yeah, that went on for so long. It went on for 10, 20 minutes, however long she was on for her interview. Half of it was just being so interested in what you eat once your body's done with it. Like it fell out of you, let it go. Let it go. You're done with it. It spent enough time in you. Are you having um oh, what's it called? Separation anxiety? Like what's going on with you that you're emotionally attached to? You know what? That's beyond me. That's therapy that I do not cover. But I know you need it. And I'm really one of the last people to tell you to go to therapy because you really should be able to figure it out for yourself, but you need therapy for the blinking and the other thing. Other nice lady. Other than that, real nice lady. Lisa Gray, yeah, there are herbs to cure that. I got granted, I won't be able to smoke until way after all this is, done. But it's not like I haven't gone that long without. Nobody's addicted to marijuana. It's not gonna be white knuckling it. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm pretty sure I have not brought this up yet. That's what it was, Michael. Everybody kept making the colon blow reference, and I'm like, wait, wasn't that a cereal? And somebody else like, well, you'd have to eat 100 bowls of this brand to equal one bowl of colon blow. So like it was like everybody's like recalling the colon blow skit, and yeah, that's what it is, Michael. Yeah, just it just kept going on and on, and it's something like that. I don't know, and I don't think I'm not being hoity-toity. I just, like I said, I chipped a nail like literally before I went live. So it's still. I stopped taking the pills that I take that make my nails not break, and now my nails are breaking. Sorry, I'll stop. That just went on for a long time. Eventually, they started talking about something else. I'm like, wait, if all she did was talk about shite the last time she was on, I would remember that. But we got off of the subject. It was fine. You can only get so much comedy out of a topic like that before you need to move on. But it's fine. But now this is something Frank brought up. I don't think it was last week. It might not have been the week before. This is something like Frank will play something at like the very, very end of the show after the credits, and then we leave. And he has played this before. This was not new to me. It's just, you see something, and it just hits you a certain way, and it's like, I gotta say something about this. And it's this clip, and it's this guy talking about Oh, Archie, no, this happened on two separate occasions last week. Talking about, hold on, wasn't that the man that Frank was discussing shite with? They didn't say shite, but and I know that this was somebody else. You're thinking of the Friday show. Was that Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. This happened twice last week. So this would have been at the end of a show this month. I just don't remember when. But it's something that like the more I think about it, the more it pisses me off. So I just have to, if I can't get it out of my head, then I gotta say something. And it's this clip where it's this guy talking about how you thought that the key to happiness was I don't know, something or another thing, but like the real key to happiness was like being happy with yourself. It wasn't your friends or your family or your job or any of this. It comes from within. All that good love yourself, and not necessarily love yourself, but the happiness comes from within. You don't need anybody else. That's sort of the gist of what this little bumper has to say. And I'm sure you've heard this before other places. This is not like the first time anybody ever recorded it. This is just the clip that Frank plays. Consider the source. This is great advice coming from a married guy. This is coming from a guy who has had his family around him for 100% of his life. He has family in his house. If he has a problem, he can talk to somebody in person. He can pick up a phone and talk to any of his family and friends whenever he wants. He can even get up and give them a hug. So what the hell does, and I love Frank, don't get me wrong, I like the guy. I understand it's coming from a good place, it is good advice, but what the hell does a married man who's never been alone for a moment in his life know about happiness comes within, you don't need other people, when he's already always had other people around him? It would be different if I was telling you that. That'd be hella different because everybody I know I talk to through a screen. I mean, I can't see my brother in real life, but that's just, I'm not trying to be at his house every single day. He's got a family. So, yes, it is very good advice. Yes, you should be able to be content with yourself. You shouldn't have to seek other outside stimuli to make yourself happy. Yes, that is true. That is good advice. But he's never had to do that. So, who told him that? Who gave you that advice, sir? It is true advice. It's good advice, but is that for like all the people like me who have nobody out in the audience? I don't understand where exactly that's coming from. And that advice only flies so far because, like, I wish to the gods I was the kind of person who did not need other people. But then I wouldn't have spent the last decade in a chat room talking to people, and I wouldn't have started a channel just to talk to people that I like. So yes, on the whole, you do need to be able to be content with yourself and all that stuff, not rely on, say, like other people or drugs and social media, stuff like that to make you happy. But if you're the kind of person who needs another person to experience life with, that advice does not carry as much weight as you would like it to. Like, I wish that advice was the comfort that he intends it to be. I wish it was the comfort that I wish it was. It's not. I'm not mad at him for playing it. Like, I do. I'm glad he puts that information out there. Maybe somebody needs to hear that. Maybe there is that single person out there who can deal with being alone. And then they hear that, it, quite frankly, and then it all comes together for them. And they get their shit together. Uh, yeah, just consider the source. Like, it's like, I'm not saying the man hasn't gone through hard stuff. I'm not saying he's not going through shit right now. I'm not saying that at all. You don't have to, just because you have family and friends around you doesn't mean you're spared from like bad things happening to you in life. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying you can't speak on it a bit. Like, we've all gone through things that we can't talk to other people about, but he's never, like, his parents are still alive. His brother is still alive. He's got a wife. I don't know if he can go to his daughter for advice. I'm not saying she's not smart, but I don't know how much you can really ask a child about, life like that. Like, what do I put online for? My taxes, darling. She's not quite going to know that stuff. Two dongs, glad you made it. A chap said sometimes like to go on, quite frankly, though the thing is, 39 bucks only gives 15 gigabytes. $49 only provides 25 gigabytes of data. Every $10 only provides 10 gigabytes of data or more. Oh, can't go on there as often as before. Yeah, that sucks. It's like, don't you tell me with your wedding ring on how to handle being alone. I'll tell you about it first. So his heart's in the right place. I get it. I get it. That was just kind of pissing me off. I don't know what happened on Thursday to make this happen in the chat room. And by now it's like 4 days ago for me now, so I can barely remember. Arden said, sometimes your family drives you more crazy than internet friends. Yeah, there is that. I've never, cause I don't have, like say family physically around me while I've been in internet. It's been two separate, completely separate things. Like having people in my life and then having an internet life. It's just I've never like mixed the two. That's why I'm always interested in how people incorporate, quite frankly, in their lives when they do say have to like cook dinner for their family or like go out and do things. I don't know. I don't know. People go out and do things together. It was, I don't know, Thursday. That was Jerry Coogan's birthday, so happy birthday to him, back on March 20th, or the 20th of March if you're across the pond. Is it 20 March or 20th March? That's what I don't quite know how to say it. But Shane B had said he had I think it tells you exactly the day you like subscribe to a YouTube channel. I don't know where that is. How did he find that? I gotta know that now. Whoa. I gotta ask him that now. How did he find out the exact date? But Shane B said that he subscribed to, quite frankly, January 19 of 2021. It feels like he's been around longer than that, but that sort of makes sense. And it's the day after my birthday. So that's cool. He's been around that long. It really does feel like a little bit longer, but cool. Yeah, one to go to. Glad you made it. Yeah, we're doing it earlier today because I'm going to be live on Coffee Talk with Sandra. And she's just on all the platforms. Like, she's even on YouTube, but the show doesn't go live on YouTube. I've got a tweet that's going to go out with links. If you go to her, the link, I've got it in the description of this channel. If you go down to that, it'll take you right to her Pilled. But like, she's on Twitter. She's on a lot of different platforms. You can find her around. So I didn't know, this has not come up before, that Jay Gulanello, Jupiter Gulanello, gotta get more water. He's into JFK. Like, he knows. He's like the Zells of the JFK assassination. He knows all this stuff. Like, just has all the details. I'm like, we did not know this. I don't see this. If he was into JFK, it would have come up before. Like, this has not come up before, has it? But he knows all the stuff. He knows all the details. I'm in the chat room like, ask him what he knows about Dorothy Kilgallen. Frank didn't ask, but Wally World, did you do the Zoso, the Hollywood Squares thing with Zoso Dude? Yeah, that's tonight. This is gonna end at 8 p.m. and then at 10 p.m. you'll go over to like pilled.net and it's Coffee Talk with Sandra, and I'm gonna be a contestant, so is King 40. And then as far as the squares go, it's Frank from Quite Frankly. And is also dude mentioned like three other guys that are going to be there, but like Frank knows them, Frank knows Sandra, Frank knows us. I know like three people who are going to be there, and then like everybody else knows like I'm like watching my friends talking with all their friends who I don't know. It's going to be that sensation, but like I'm sure they'll be, if they're cool with Frank, they got to be cool. It's fine. Two donks. Yeah, he was going off, super knowledgeable. Yeah, Jay just knows all the JFK stuff, so it's like cool. I didn't know he was that guy. It's like we're everybody's interested in that. So he was talking about like going there, like going to Dealey Plaza. I think they're talking about remodeling it, which means fuck it up. But he was talking about going down there like on the day on November 22nd. That'll be next year for me. It's this year for you guys. And then just find a way to like broadcast it to like, or simulcast it to, quite frankly, or maybe record something and then play it later. It's not going to be on Mystery Ship Two Dongs. It's going to be on, if you go to the description of this channel, or not the channel, well, the channel and this episode, it's got Coffee Talk with Sandra over on pill.net. Oh, sorry, Abracadabra Remix. Let me just drop a link. Wait, my channel? Oh, live right here. Okay. Pause. No. Yes. Yeah, the J does stand for JFK. JFK Gulanello. Might have to change his name. Let's see. Let me just. No, let me do it like this. Like I've never used a phone before. Paste. Is that right? Oh, it's too long. Hold on. Let me back up. Comments too long. Okay, here are I gotta put spaces in between these. Oh, Collinsport Fly. Okay, that link's not gonna work. Wait, will it? This chick has so many links. If you just go to her Twitter, she's got a link that says all my links, and then you go there, and then you can go to like just find her everywhere because she'll go live from Twitter. She'll go live from obviously from Pilled, a Rumble, D Live. Those are what Zoso dude mentioned last night. So I'm taking his word for it. Do all those work? Pardon any lag. Okay, the Twitter one works. The D Live link works. Oh, I guess. Oh no, I did it right. Okay, I didn't screw it up. Okay. Oh, two don't just follow her on Pilled. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Because I got her followed on Pilled, so and I think also on Twitter, just because it's Twitter. That's what it's for, following folks. But yeah, that's gonna be tonight. It's gonna be it starts at 10 p.m. and it runs like it seems like it's an hour, maybe longer. Just like it's not going all night. Like it's not gonna be like midnight, 1 a.m. We'll still be up. So it's just however long the game takes. But like I've watched a regular Hollywood Squares. I haven't watched like say on her channel like ones they've done in the past. So like again I don't want to be say copying things that her other guests have done. I do like the idea of just kind of going into a little bit blind. Like I know the rules, I know how to play, but as far as like what other folks are like if I don't know any of the people there basically, other than like just the few that I do know, I'll just make myself nervous learning about these other people. I don't know if they're going to be there or not, so I'm better off just diving in with what I know. I'll be less nervous. It'll be fun. And this is when we found out Thursday's show. Frank cannot handle his magnesium. Just magnesium that you can buy over the counter. Don't need a prescription. It's just there on the shelf right now at Walmart. I just stopped. Like I had some. I was taking it, but I ran out. I don't really need it, so I'm just not taking it anymore. It never did anything to me, but Frank takes it at night. It has vivid dreams, so he's just tripping balls off of over the counter vitamins. For a healthy guy, he's very unhealthy. So it's like just take it at night. At night? Who's taking pills before bed? Take them in the morning. Take them with your keto brains and all that stuff. Why are you waiting until whenever you go to bed? It's just let it work through you during the day. But oh well, I guess he's off of it and good. Like anything that happens to this man, he has vivid dreams. Like write them down, turn these into stories, do something with them because it sounds like he doesn't like them. But vivid dreams are fun for me. Wally, we'll be in your cheering section. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because that's what it's because I'm gonna be a contestant, so is King 40, but then like Frank and everybody else are gonna be the squares. Um uh, again, since I will have to watch, like if I was just gonna be like a square, like I could chat like off to the side, but since I'm a contestant, I have to pay attention to everybody. So I won't be able to have a chat room open while I'm there. Like I was talking about last week, there's just I can't pay attention to, 9, 10 people, 11 people. Like, okay, you got 9 squares plus the other person I'm competing against plus Zoso dude. So 9, 10, that's like 11 people for me to pay attention to. And myself on camera. So it's just all that and the chat room would be too much, sadly, would be too much. Because I don't know what everybody's going to go. So just watch it where you can. And, Frank's going to be there too. Show up and show out for us. Oh, John Rogers, I watched Thursday's show this morning. Great. Oh, two dongs. There are different ways to take magnesium. Is he swallowing them? Is he taking them rectally? What is sticking in the ear? I don't understand. Oh, two dongs talking about for different or they metabolize differently depending on what is compounded with. And then somebody said you're supposed to take like zinc with magnesium or something. Like I don't know if that's right. Don't quote me on that. King 40, I had a vivid dream of eating lasagna with Gavin McGinnis the other night. LOL. Archie's goes, my father used to have vivid dreams and talk in his sleep if he ate potato chips before going to bed. I'd hear him from the other side of the house. Any potato chips? Like a certain brand? Ruffles? Lay's? Lisa said, oh, I was imagining you a la some of these game show celebrities. It was funny because the clips also dude sent me the first question they asked, I knew the answer to. It was about the movie Beckett. I'm like, wait a minute, we just talked about that like 2 days ago. Or 2 episodes ago here. Uh I could do the 70s thing, but I don't have any of the marching powder, so it would not fly there. I got something else, but it's not quite the same thing. So I will be sober for it. I won't be wearing pants. I'm just like shorts, but this is what blew my fucking mind because apparently Jay Gulanello knows about ancient Egypt. I know about ancient Egypt. I didn't know he was into this kind of stuff, but he knows this stuff too. So like cool. I'm hella interested in this guy now. What? Now, for anything having to do with ancient Egypt, you can go to my page right now, my homepage. The third guy is History for Granite. That dude knows his shit. What's up, Dandy? Oh, balcony people. Nice. History for Granite had a video out that changed my like I was a different person after watching that video, and then I decided to start doing my channel. So it's that much of a big deal. I have to find the video for you again. It wasn't that long ago. It would have been the middle of February last year. Um, yeah, great channel. He's not afraid to take what the experts have had to say about the pyramids and then find out the truth and say it and get called a liar for it. But he doesn't care because he's got the facts. So he knows his shit. And he's very respectful about it. But History for Granite is your guy for everything ancient Egypt. But they were talking about underneath the Great Pyramid, the Pyramid of Khufu. That's the one in the middle. It still has some of the casing stones at the top, so it sort of retains the shape that it had when it was originally built. It's the most famous one. It's the one in the middle anyway. So anytime you see pictures of it, it's I don't have that. It's even on here. You can't really see it because this is a shiny. Let me show you the one that isn't from the exchange. It's the same thing, but like you can't see it on this. If you look for the Mummy, the Ultimate Edition that came out on April 24th, 2001. That's what this is. Not the original one I bought that day, but that's when that one came out. You'll see it on there. I'm sure it's on the original Mummy DVD cover. But yeah, there apparently there's something underneath it. They say that they're batteries, but they show a picture of it and they look like springs. So it's like the pyramids are on springs. So when there's earthquakes that come along, they don't, rattle and fall apart. Makes total sense. But until History for Granted talks about it, I'm gonna have to call bullshit. Danny said, I hope I can stay up for the live show. Yeah, me too. I've been practicing staying up past, quite frankly, like drinking coffee, just trying to do something to keep myself, working after, quite frankly, is over. Arden, yeah, love History for Granted. Hell yeah. That is such a, and it's relatively new to me. Within the last maybe 2 years, I found it. Very good channel. Very well done. Any of the footage that is, some of the footage he shot himself, and they're very strict about cameras and where you can film, what you can use to film with, things like that, drones, yes or no. But some of the footage, I want to say either inside or outside of the tombs, he takes himself. And he's talked about, like, he's mentioned Zahi Hawass, he's mentioned Kent Weeks, he's mentioned my guy Bob Breyer. So like he's mentioned like all like the names in Egyptology that you've heard of at some point in his videos. Yeah, Pyramids of Giza on springs. At least the Pyramid of Khufu is. And then we got into like the whole JFK assassination thing again. Like, how many how many times he was shot? Who did it? Was it the driver? Was it the passenger? Was it the guy running up behind? Was it Jackie? Was it a guy in a trunk? Was it like all this? Where could it? Did he do it himself? What really happened? And Three Dots is like, well, dig him up. Like, there's only one way to find out. And like, oh no, it was just two bullets because he had the one in the neck, and then like it looks like it came down, like they had to doctor the evidence to make it look like it came from down, and it really came from up, and it came out the neck, and then things like that. But it was just two bullets, and then it went into the other guy's body, and it's like, no, it wasn't two bullets, it was 50 bullets. Ed Bernays said it was like the end scene of Bonnie and Clyde. And right now in the moment that might not be funny, but you have to understand at the time I had to physically move myself away from the computer, take off my glasses and grab a tissue because I was cry laughing that hard at that. I could not breathe. Holy shit. And I wish I could have like done some kind of lead up as to why that was so fun. You just have to be there in the moment. But I fucking died. I have not laughed that hard. Probably not since Frank's had his Saturday show and his dad and his Jeff came on. His Uncle Jeff came on. Lost my shit. And I said, yeah, that's the frame of the Zapruder film that dropped out. Two dongs. I want to believe that new pyramid info, but I don't. Don't believe anything about ancient Egypt unless History for Granted has covered it. What is it doing? Oh, did I? I'm sorry. Did somebody call? You can try to call back. It didn't make noise. If you called, go ahead and try to call again. I don't know why it didn't. Um, it didn't give me any noise. That is so odd. But what was I gonna look for? Oh, okay. History for Granted because I can't remember. Okay. Where was it? Videos. That's what it was. Recently, they think they found the lost tomb of Tuthmosis the second, or Tuthmos the second. Oh, phone call. Oh, hello. Oh, how you doing? Can you hear me?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, I wanted to call you, right? I don't want you to be no nervous or nothing about that show tonight, the game show thing. All right? Even though we're going to be competing contestants, all right?
Yeah.
You know me. I got your back. I ain't gonna let nobody mess with you or do you no harm.
Oh
You
yeah. Well,
understand that?
it's just for fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't want you to be anxious. But like you said, we know Frank and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but we don't know who these other people that transient is bringing into this. You know what I'm talking about?
Transient. Yeah, we don't know these people. They could be anybody.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I understand your little trepidation there because I had it as well. But let me tell you something. When we get in there, I ain't gonna let nobody mess with you. All right? I want you to be nervous or nothing. All right?
Absolutely.
Even though we're gonna be competing contestants on the show, at the end of the day, we're friends first, and I don't let nobody harm my friends.
Yeah, we're all Franklies. We're all fam.
Yeah, and I didn't want you to be nervous and stuff like that. And if you are still, just know you got somebody in there who's not gonna let nobody take advantage of you.
Oh no, I'm not worried. I'm more worried if it was going to be full of a bunch of girls, and I know how we're all going to be sitting there like this for the
Oh,
whole.
gee, that would be great for me. I'd love to have a bunch of girls
Yeah,
there.
you'll have fun. I'll be on my phone.
All right. Make sure you're doing great, and I will see you tonight on whatever he calls that show, the game show. Oh,
Yeah,
Hollywood Squares.
Foxhole Squares.
Foxhole Squares.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for
I'll
calling.
see you then.
See ya.
No problem.
Bye.
All right.
Nice. I don't understand why it doesn't. Thanks for calling in, King 40. I don't understand why it can't tell me when somebody called. Like, it'll tell me after the fact, but yes, I don't know. Actually, I might have shared that video that I'll find the history for Granite one. But yeah, he's kind of like just focused on pyramids. So if it's has to do with like say papyri and things like that, it's not really in his wheelhouse that much. But if it's just specifically about the pyramids, like history for Granite, and the name's kind of a joke, like that's his thing. Tudong says, I don't think they're springs. If those structures are real, I'd say they're either capacitors or electromagnets. Oh, Dusty Blue, glad you made it. Yeah, Beach Shaft, that sounds like the same bloke who calls in it, quite frankly. Because I have heard the thought that the pyramids were used to, like, somehow to use it to direct energy into it, because that would sort of like fire electricity into like the grains, so they would grow better. I know I'm not explaining it well, but that was the gist of it. Is as odd as that may sound. Because there is water underneath, because there are shafts that go down into like like down underground, and if you go down so far it's just water, so like that's just been there for a while. That's nothing new. But most good channels on YouTube will not touch this new structure under pyramids. It's still too weird. Arden is saying, yeah, it's I'll wait and see what they I'll give history for granted there. Give them time to look it over and see if they want to say anything about it. Because anytime there's like a space in the pyramid that's like, oh, they think something's up there, like he'll like investigate that, and like, oh, we sent something up there and it's just an empty space. It's like, we were right, it was an empty space. Haha. Archie's Ghost, King and Nikki tag team, or Nikki and King tag team. Yep. Yeah, Elisa Gray. Yeah, what's the prize? Will King 40 get a participating trophy? Yeah, it's like, do we get like a ribbon? Like, do we win like Bitcoin or a Tesla or that? I would. You couldn't give me a Tesla. How much can I sell it for? I'll be a chap. I thought King 40 was African American, not a pest. No, he's American. Dusty Blue, yeah, Foxhole Square, that's 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's going to be 2 hours after the show ends at 8 p.m. I'm not sure what time zone everybody was in. Oh, Archie's Ghost says one report I saw today said those spiral structures were narrow staircases. Whoa, like that's just like the attic and there's stuff underneath. Okay. And said if this under the pyramid is all real, it changes everything. My very first thought, I don't think this is what's under there, but my very first thought were those like is it China, those terracotta like soldiers, like they're all underground and it's like hundreds of these like statues just like standing there in their armor, like these soldiers at attention ready to fight. And then I don't know why somebody was talking about the Holocaust, or maybe that was a subject on the show. It was a topic in the chat room. People were talking about like they're like how like 6 million always comes up. It's always 6 million, and so we just expanded on that. No, it wasn't 6 million. It was 6 billion. No, it was 6 trillion. No, I said everybody died in the Holocaust. And Canavanibus said twice, and I lost my shit. So if you died sometime in 1945, that's why. Lisa Gray said, I always thought the pyramids were the top of something. Yeah. Oh, yeah, XB Chap. I got a sore tooth in the exact same place. All good. We'll likely just place some warm water and salt. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Oh, that mouth pain's the worst. Oh, yeah, might not be real. Yeah. I'll take it with a grain of salt. Lisa Gray says to King 40 that he and myself are winners in her book. Aw, thank you. It'll be fun. It's like I wonder how we got picked for it because it's like we're like the smallest guys and we're the contestants and then everybody in the squares is channels bigger than us. Like is that what they do? What do I have to do to get to be a square? I don't know. It'll be fun. It would be cool like if like since I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe it won't be fun at all. No, I always look forward to things like if it's fun once, maybe you can do it again and it'll be fun twice. So sorry about this, playing with the makeupy stuff. And I don't know if this is true, but somebody said it that they found out that vitamin G is riboflavin. I can't prove that that's not true. It could be. I've never heard. I don't think I've heard of vitamin G before. The vitamin G. Hmm. That's what it was. I think I called a Jay Gulanello Justice Gulanello, and then Frank said it like a minute later. Yeah. any J name for any J name that is not Jay that's him. And now, didn't somebody guess that Jay Gulanello is something like a Virgo with a Scorpio moon, something like that? Dusty Blue, I never saw how they play Foxhole Squares. We'll see. It's just like Hollywood Squares. It's you got your two contestants, and then you got it's a tic-tac-toe board basically. So you got 9 folks. And I remember you always want to be the center square because like of course the center square is going to get action, so that's where you want to be. Yeah, J for Leo. Michael. They start with the same letter. Um but what it is, there's like the host asks a question. And then one of the, the or no, how it goes. The contestant chooses like the who in the squares they want to answer the question. So they select their celebrity. The host asks the question, and then the celebrity they can either give a true answer or a false answer. It's up for the contestant to decide whether or not it is true. And then based on that, if you guess it's wrong and it was wrong, you get your X or your O, and it goes like that. So if they say, like a 2 plus 2 is 4, and you say, no, that's not true, well, then you lose. The other person would get like the X or the O, and then you just go like that. And I don't know if it goes back and forth, or if it's like, say, if you keep getting them right, you get to keep going. I'm not too sure about that. It kind of doesn't matter. Chef, there's another Jay who made the Spy Network channel YouTube video content. Oh. Now they better not try to like sue Jay Gulanello because they use the letter, J. Let's not start getting into all of this. So nobody can come along and say their name is Nikki M. Carlin, because I looked that up and you did not exist before me. I don't know exactly when I made the decision, but I do know I spent all of June 9th changing my handle everywhere, and something like that does take all day, especially when you have bad eyesight. Oh, oh okay, yeah. I know what I'm doing. Friday, Frank was wearing. Oh, this was sexy. He had it was a dark gray. It's either dark gray or like a smoky blue gray. I think it was just straight up gray. But it was long sleeves, so it covers up the tattoos. Yeah, Arden, right. Yeah, 2 plus 2 is whatever the party wants it to be. I know that's right. And this might have been before the guests came on or sometime in the middle there, but talk about like the types of drunks there are. I figured this out a while ago. There's 3 kinds of drunks. You got the one person that gets drunk and they just want to put their arm around you and cry, I love you, man. We've been friends for how long? We've been through some shit. That one time when you helped me out. Not, like that, weepy kind of drunk, I love you, man, type of that sad sack drunk, type, trying to have a good time. They're just crying in the corner. So there's that. Oh, Tudong said riboflavin is vitamin B2. Oh. Beach, I think it's blackberry or black currant fruit juice. Oh, okay. I don't know if I had black currants before. BChap said the Yahoo chat rooms and message boards used to stop people using exactly the same name tag. Hopefully YouTube does something similar soon enough. Yeah, it gets very. That's why I like the your handle like at and then your screen name is totally unique to you versus just like the names we see on the screen. Those are just our names versus our handles. That's the like the at dandy 20 or 002, or at Nikki M Carlin. No dots, no spaces, capital L. But you got your sad crying drunk. Then you got your drunk who like they just want to fight everybody. I don't know what exactly happens. I don't know exactly what shot they get to, what alcohol level they get at, but suddenly like you say something to them and they just want to fight about it. Or like these other two were like having a conversation and suddenly like they're getting loud, it's escalating and there's fists. Like, what exactly happened every time you get drunk that a fight has to break out? Then you got your people who like like they have 2 drinks and then like they're just it's all coming right out of them. They can't handle their liquor. That's I don't know. You're not really even an alcoholic if you can't handle your liquor, because how do you even learn how to drink if you can't be drunk, if you're just getting sick immediately? So that's no good. Then there's just a regular drunk, like you just want to have a good time. That's me. I don't need to cry. I don't need to fight. I just want to listen to my dance music and drink and do shots and do lines and smoke and do pills and normal stuff. I bet Shep saying when I'm buzzed, I need to do research. I know sometimes I smoke out on the balcony. It's like I want to research this more. Hold on, let me search this up on YouTube. What's this about? Can't stop the sugar thing. Art in 1984. Two dongs. I think the three types of drunks only applies to NPCs. Cause my one friend, he gets drunk and he would just want to get into fights. And then like my one buddy's boyfriend, he would just always be in the corner, just like I didn't mind. I thought he was just like sitting down on the couch. But my buddy's like, look at him over there moping. Look at him. Jenna, do you have a poker face? Jenna, what's up? I've never played poker. I used to know some of the dance from the music video. The I haven't watched the video in so long. I've forgotten the choreography. Um the song, not the actual game. Yeah, I can like not smile and do stuff like that. I have had to like hold my shit together, like to like tell jokes on this channel before that hurts a lot. I don't know if does that happen to comedians where they tell jokes and then it hurts them to have to like pause and let it land. They can't land at their laugh at their own jokes. I don't know if they have that problem. I do. I'm not a comedian though. Sorry, so. I want to say yeah, I do have a good poker face because sometimes I have to not necessarily lie, but sometimes you just can't tell the truth about things yet. Two donks. Oh, lots of my friends IRL are NPCs. I just don't understand like the wild swings of emotion. Why can't we just listen to this music and don't come in and like want to start playing country when we're having a good time listening to dance music? But if I'm to cry, I would have stayed sober. Nothing's worse than being sad and a drunk. I've been that before. I don't like to. That's no. It's too. It's like taking a downer on top of a downer. You don't do that. You don't drink on top of Xanax. So you can, but you can also overdo it and wake up in heaven. So don't do drugs. But if you're gonna take two downers on top of each other, do it in moderation. Just B Chap just reminded me of when I was a teenager. The doctor gave me antibiotic tablets. The package said, "Don't drink intoxicating liquor." Didn't listen to my friends' party, and it almost got me into. Oh, thank you. Uh, yeah, I do have that. There is a link in the channel description for super chats. So if you do super chat to the channel, it's 100% of your donation goes to me. You're not giving 30% to Google. Your money stays in the United States. You get your comment read on the air, and your money does not go to hookers and blow. I would stop saying I used to like Xanax. Snort. I want some of Larry's Xanax so bad. But thank you to Dandy. Holy shit. Thank you. I said get some flowers for the green room. Oh yeah, thank you. Ah, I didn't even think about that. Because I was thinking, like what to call the show. Well, it's like the show before the other show, so I guess I'm in the green room. Yeah, okay, yeah. I forgot there's supposed to be stuff because Frank's green room had he had M&Ms, peanut M&Ms. I remember that now, and water. But thank you, Dandy. Oh, Beach, I've got multiple fights. Luckily enough, my friends talked me down. All good. And yeah, I remember in Frank's chat room talking about vodka and Xanax. I was joking. Don't do that. Yeah, again, it's a downer on top of a downer. So it's not like okay, you can like drink a beer and smoke weed. That's all you're gonna do is like get tired. It's already a downer. How the hell are you gonna tell? but be careful because it is, a pill. It's not something natural. So if you do feel so inclined to, if you do it, it's not going to kill you. I'll be honest with you. If you try it one time, you're not just going to flat out die. You have like a little bump and a shot. You're still going to wake up tomorrow. The problem is going to be if you're sitting there smashing a bottle and you're sitting there railing a whole container of Xanax. You probably don't have to do that much. It's probably a lot less, but again, you do so many downers. Eventually, you wake up and there's Jesus, and where are my friends? Oh, you got to wait for them to overdose too, dumbass. Welcome to heaven. But people, Frank-blooded people calling in to do like their Bigfoot calls, and I was expecting people to sound like Wookiees, but some of them are really good. Like they put a little twist on it, like a chupacabra kind of sounding sound. But one lady did her call. I think it was, who was it? Raven. I think it might have been her. But she does her like call, and at the very end of it, you hear like almost like a slide whistle, like going up the scale. We're all like, what was that whistle? Do you have birds? She's like, oh yeah, I've got birds. How did this bird know to make that sound? After she did her Wookiee Bigfoot call, it was like, go back and listen to it. It was perfectly timed. Like, I know birds like pay attention to like stuff and like can mimic speech if they're that kind of bird. Like, I know they're not just dumb critters. But it was so like, how did he know to like add that little bit in there? It was like listening to a cartoon. It totally took me out of real life. It was, is this animated right now? What the hell's going on with life? It was so cute. So hell yeah, I voted for that chick. Yeah, kind of cheating because she had help with it. I don't care. That was perfect. That was too cute. I could never have birds because of all the noise, but that was cute as hell. Archie's ghost said, "You're cracking me up, Nikki." Oh, thank you. Oh my god. I bet slap Satan. I'm a natural scrapper. Don't need alcohol to scrap. When buzz, I'm a happy bitch. Yes, yeah, I'm happy with the buzz. When I'm sober, that's when a fight's gonna happen. Dad, yeah, the Bigfoot calls were hilarious because some people are just like, hello, Bigfoot, Bigfoot, come over here, please. And, some people are just like doing a full on, every wildlife critter sound in one call. But that was adorable. You like that's never going to happen again. That was too cute. I don't know what she won, but I'm glad she won. And then like the guest was Mike Baldwin. He's been on before, and he is a comedian. Like that's his shtick. That's his how he makes money. But he had his Christmas tree up in the background, and I noticed it. And other people noticed it, and there was pink garland on it. And he tried to say it was an Easter tree, and then I said, "What's a man doing with pink garland?" And then I saw that Frank retweeted that Mike Baldwin tweeted that he was on, quite frankly, last night. So I asked if I said, does the Easter tree become an Independence Day tree in July? He answered me back. He said, sure does. Then Halloween, then Christmas, then Valentine's, then Easter again. All right, good one. He's a comedian. I had to give him a hard time. I'm glad he answered me back. Good for him. Good for him. I didn't check that earlier. I just checked that now. That's nice of him. All right, so he's cool in my book. But yeah, he had it wasn't even a big tree. It was, I don't know, maybe like 3 feet tall, 2.5 feet tall. It was not, it wasn't like the whole room was. It was like on top of like a table or something like that. But it did have pink garland. He didn't have it lit up, so good for him. I didn't need any like flashing lights or anything like that. But yeah, and then he was the one, like you were saying, they got into a whole conversation. It was all about shite again. So I don't know if he had watched the show on Wednesday or if it was just a completely like the same subject just brought up by somebody else, just totally independent of one another. But yeah, so if you were into your food after it's already digested, That's the week for you. It kept coming up. Uh, Arden, I love that story. She said, but I did see a bartender in a black t-shirt that said Xanax. I want that shirt so bad. Two donks. Yeah, I thought that was a slide whistle too, because unless she had somebody else behind her, like wait for it, do it as soon as I'm done, like slide whistle. It was the bird. How did the bird have comedic timing? That's my thing. Does this bird watch comedy? What's I want to know more. Like, have the bird call in. I want to talk to him. What's his name? No, Archie said I had to keep looking away from the Bigfoot pic Frank had up there. It had tits. No. The thumbnail for Frank's last episode kind of has a, yeah, kind of going towards a B cup there. I don't know about that. Danny said when my mom was at a nursing home, I brought a little tree in and changed it every season too. She loved it. So that's cute. Like they can't get out. Life's just what it is at that age, and it's just something like cheery, something colorful around. Oh, two dongs. I was under my house rewiring while listening while the show was on, so I didn't get to see the Bigfoot tits. Yeah, if you just go to the Friday show, just the thumbnail for the show, it's like Bigfoot, and he's like chilling out by a lake. He might be smoking. Yeah, just out there doing that. All right, so well, later tonight, the show's going to end at 8 p.m. Then at 10 p.m., you can follow the link in the description. I'm going to be on Coffee Talk with Sandra doing Foxhole Squares. It's hosted by Zoso Dude. I'm going to be a contestant along with King 40. And then the squares are like our Frank from Quite Frankly, and at least three other guys. So that's four people. So there's going to be at least five other folks there that I don't know. I don't know if they're men. I don't know if they're women. I know Frank knows every single last one of these people. It's totally new for me. I've never been a guest on another channel before. It's not so bad after having a channel for a year to be a guest, so that's good. It can't be bad. And that's going to go on for like an hour, maybe a little bit more. It can't go on for too long. But I have to get over there at something like 9:15 and start getting set up, and I got to let the stuff cool down and charge. So that's why the show came on so early. Archie's Go should make a meme with Bigfoot in a blue sweater. Yeah, make sure it has the zip here too. Light blue. Light blue. What, John? Uh, Craig Mason. But I was going to say next week coming up for Quite Frankly, as of right now, yeah, because Frank has even said it, pretty sure he has like guests all through the week. It's just a normal, full Frankly week. I am going to be taking movie suggestions from you guys to put in the mix for the April vote that I will get up for you guys. I'll have the vote up next week for the April movie, and we'll also be reviewing Runaway Train from 1985. There's a link in the description for that. Because we have to get our April movie chosen. Just a regular full week at the show. In the following week, Frank has not said anything yet. That's the week of his birthday. I know for a fact I'm going to have to go live at least one extra day because Frank's birthday is on Wednesday. Oh, I thought I was going to have a doctor appointment that day, but I won't. It's good. Yeah, so I will have to be going. That's the week after next. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. I know Frank will be taking time off because he's going to be turning 69 that week. Lisa Gray said, I'm not certain on timing. It's 3:47 here, so when again, so I can catch it. So that would be 6 p.m. for you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are we 4 hours difference? Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, yeah, 4 hours difference. So, yeah, 6 p.m. Wait, yeah, well, what I said the first time, I was right the first time. Don't let me second guess myself. 6 p.m. for Alaska, just Alaska. Just specifically her house. Her neighbor's gonna have to watch it at a different time. And anything else happened this week that I forgot about? I do know some callers have been calling in. Like one lady called in, she's like, "Well, I didn't like the show at first," but Frank's like, "Wait, what? You didn't like the show? What the hell kept you coming back if you hated the show so much to start out with?" And like, "Oh, I don't want to say." Why do people call in and they don't want to tell? They either want to ask Frank questions, or they don't want to answer questions. Beach Chip, I like it more when Frank is in the studio more than when he faces the screen live streams. I like him in like the studio versus at home. I miss seeing the lava lamps in the studio. I like that. He's more. It's more dangerous if he's at home and he decides to wear a white shirt because it just like that's a lot of extra brightness right directly in the middle of the screen versus when he's at the studio and he's kind of like away and off to the side. John Rogers, yeah. Frank's birthday is the second. Zoso Dudes is the third. John Rogers' birthday is the sixth. Sloan Bone, who I mentioned, his birthday is April 1st, so April Fool's Day. So there are like I feel like it's like the first week of April. There's I'm of course forgetting a few, but I swear we got Franklies every single day for that first week. Oh, Lisa Gray, yeah, sure thing. King 40, I hate violent drunks. I am more mean when I'm sober. Yeah, same. Yeah, if I'm sober, I'll get pissed off in a minute, and it's just staying that way for a while. I'm not saying I can't control my emotions, but it's different when, like, say something pisses you off, and then you can smoke it on the balcony over it rather than just like having to like deal with the frustration. But I mean, you do need to learn how to go through life without, like immediately turning to substances for help. So I'm not saying that you always need to have something there to like, it helps to have something to like smoke or drink or whatever you do, but don't use it as a crutch. Like learn how to deal with life without it. Don't start on a substance unless you know you can detox off of it. Because nobody wants to hear somebody crying about how they can't stop doing a drug. Like, well, you went like say maybe 16 years of your life without getting high, so suddenly you're like doing something for 5 years and you don't know how to stop. Just do what you did before. Just get your shit together, junkie. Dusty Blue said mine is April 27th, and I think Lauren's is the end of April too. Yeah, hers is like I thought hers was the 27th as well, but I want to say it's the 28th. Um, yeah, because now Frank's mom's birthday is December 27th, and I know that because it's a holiday for me. So that's why I was thinking his wife's birthday was also on the 27th, but then I remember last April we got back in and like I'm like 99% sure her birthday is April 28th. I know like Frank and his wife like their birthdays are in the same month, but she's a Taurus, he's an Aries. Yeah. I'm like 99.9% sure hers is the 28th. I think I'm gonna have to ask him. Like, but between now and then, I am gonna ask just to be sure. That's something I have to know. I'm not gonna get her anything. I don't know her that well. That's my friend's wife. I don't talk to her. I don't, nothing against her. It's somebody you just don't talk to. I don't talk to Frank's uncle, cousin, guy. It's just nothing against him. We just don't talk. I just don't know. I'll be a chip. Yeah, just reminded me of the Simpsons episode where Bart shakes the beer, the beer can so much to be sent over to the hospital. Absolute classic. Did you ever see the episode of Scrubs where Dr. Cox gives JD a ride home? And Dr. Cox has like a Porsche or something like that, and JD's looking around in the back around the floor, like, "Oh, hey, there's a can of root beer here. Hey." And Dr. Cox is like, don't open that. That's been rolling around on the floor for weeks. Do not touch it. And, JD's like, oh, what? It'll be fine. The car's been sitting here parked all day. What can go wrong? Crack. And next thing you know, like, all it's just spraying straight up into the air. The whole car's fucked. Yeah. Beach app, yeah. The good old days when the Simpsons cartoon was actually used to be humorous. Nowadays, it's boring garbage. Like on one hand, I'm glad it still airs because I don't keep up with it. It does sort of like have its moments when the real Jim's covers it. I like that something good from my childhood does still exist, even though it's not that good anymore. You can't beat, original Simpsons. You do have to watch The Simpsons to understand the world nowadays, since it is copied so much because it was so popular back then. So you really do have to watch about 10 years of that, give or take, to get with it for starters. So, but the sooner you start, the sooner you're finished. And then as soon as you get finished with, just the beginning of The Simpsons, then you can watch all of Futurama. Even the episode I can't watch anymore. Jurassic Park. My hell would have to be to sit through that episode. It's so good I can't watch it anymore. Luck of the Fryish is probably the second best episode. Okay, yeah. So it was so weird going live an hour earlier. It was easier to go live an hour earlier versus half an hour earlier, as strange as that might sound, even though it was weird that the sun was out, but it's okay. We got through it. Two Dunks. I remember The Simpsons before they had their own show. Oh, you watched it on the Tracy Ullman show? Whoa, that's retro. And I'm sure that's available like online right now. Yeah, they were on the Tracy Ullman show. That's cool. She's worth checking out. There are some funny ladies out there. We're not, not everybody can be Joan Rivers and, Roseanne, but there's some funny ladies out there. Yeah, I guess you have time. You can look up an episode of Hollywood Squares so you can understand how it goes before you show up, or you can just show up and just see how it goes. You're gonna know at least three people there. You know me, Frank, King 40. You probably like most of us. There's also dudes there as well. So there's four people. Yeah, four people. Two donks. Yeah, it was. Oh, Dusty Blue. Yeah, Tracy Ullman show was funny. Yeah, I remember seeing clips of it. Cool chick. Oh man, it's wild to do two shows in one night. This is a new one for me, and like I'm not nervous. I'm excited about it without getting too excited about it. Oh, and Living Color, Dusty Blue. Yeah, I watched in Living Color. Could not miss that. That was too good. You could not beat that back in the day. Daddy, yeah, have fun tonight, Nikki and King 40. Yeah, thank you guys for showing up. Smash the like button before you go. Grab your pants because you can just throw them on the floor somewhere else in a couple of hours. And in the meantime, have maybe something to eat, have a snack, get some coffee with some keto brains in it if you have it sitting around. Watch it wherever you can. I do have a tweet going out again at 9:30. I'll have it on this channel, just a community post with links where you can find it's Coffee Talk with Sandra. She's on Twitter, she's on YouTube, Foxhole, Rumble, almost like all the places. Leonardo Johnny is the best chick comedian ever, King 40 says. Oh, I'll have to look out for her. Cool. John Rogers, some of them I watched on YouTube before the big purge. Yep, yep. Dusty Blue, enjoy the game show tonight, Nikki. See you, King. Yeah, thank you guys. Just wherever you do watch it, like smash the like button or the thumbs up button or something. Like, and it's like when we go to visit any channel, I like be respectful, be polite. Maybe wait 5 minutes to tell your first dick joke. You guys know how to act in the chat room. It'll be fine. Just show the creator love, all that good stuff, and maybe this will turn into something else, and I'll be on other shows. We'll see. It'll be fun no matter what. I'm just sort of happy to be asked, so that's very cool there. And thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for all the subscribes. Thanks for showing up for an hour early to this. I thought I'd be talking to myself for the first hour. So thank you guys for showing up and for being Franklies and for giving me a platform to do something that I love doing. I love seeing you guys. I want to see you guys more often, but then again, we see each other almost every day, so maybe that's too much. I'm glad I get to see you guys. I'm glad you guys want to see me, and we get to do something brand new all together in a couple of hours on a holiday. It's gonna be great. I will. I won't be able to see you guys in the chat room, but I'll feel you there in spirit. So it's you like go ahead and say hi and make noise and all that stuff when you're in the chat rooms. Just because I can't see you doesn't mean just because I can't respond doesn't mean you shouldn't act out. So you guys have fun. I'm gonna have fun too. I'll see you in a couple hours. Take it easy. Oh, oh, did I forget to say anything? Uh, call super chat. Get Runaway Train watch between now and next week. If you have any movie suggestions, you can put them in the comments of any video or any tweet. I will get those. Oh, Jenna, break a leg tonight. Thank you. And I am reviewing all of Dark Shadows from 1966 on this channel this year. I just went past episode 518, but now I'm at 520. Going through that, I'm gonna have to get since it's like 1,245 episodes. I'm gonna have to get started on that soon, whether I like it or not. Since I'm over 500 episodes in it, I think I should know what I'm talking about after about 500 episodes, and so much has happened. If you like the shirt, it's from GrayStillPlays.com. You can get your own Not Today Satan shirt. He has a lot of other Not Today Satan merchandise there. Two Dongs, I Don't Do Venmo is a show on Rumble too. Oh, that's okay. I've got Buy Me a Coffee. She does have Rumble. Yeah, she's on Rumble, D Live, Foxhole. I mean, she is on YouTube, but from what I understand, she doesn't broadcast this show onto YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. She is on like all of the platforms. I'm just not sure all of the platforms that she broadcasts this show from. But definitely Pilled, Foxhole, D Live, Twitter. That's what Zoso Dude mentioned. So check for her there. Jen, I've been here since 6. Hells yeah, thank you. King 40 said, I'm gonna be busting Zoso Dude's balls hard. Oh, Tudong, no, your show, meaning my show. Oh no, I'm just right now. I just broadcast on YouTube. If I do branch out, it would be to Twitch. I keep the Twitch chat room open when I'm live, just for my own channel, not for quite frankly. So if you go to Twitch, go to Nikki M Carlin. That's me, and I have that chat room open because there's folks that don't have YouTube, but they still want to talk to me and watch my show. Like they watch here, they just don't have an account, so they can't comment on YouTube. Michael said, I'm looking forward to seeing your show tonight. Have a great time, Nikki and King. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Yeah, thanks you guys for showing up. I hope everybody had a great time. This was fun. Been looking forward to it it's like as this is going on, as the weeks are going on, I get more and more excited for each show that I do. So maybe I'm getting good at it. Oh, and I did want to say, I keep forgetting to say this because so much time goes by so fast. When the first Friday after Mayhem came out, I got this iron in an hour. Like the first CD, I was done. And then the last time I ironed this, I swear to the gods, it was 45 minutes. So I guess I'm getting better at it. I've never ironed so fast in my life. So from 2 hours down to less than an hour. That might kind of sound like nerdy and not very interesting, but like holy shit. It's a big time save when I'd rather be watching Dark Shadows and listening to How Bad Do You Want Me? So yeah, so this was a blast. I'll see you guys in a little while. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a little while. Good luck tonight, Nikki and King. Later, all. See you in a bit. Yep, you too. Two dongs. Gotta move Twitch so I can end my own show. There we go.